Yeah, I mean, honestly, Tony, it doesn't change our preparation. We prepare one through, about 80 in the draft every year. The difference is probably maybe a little bit of the attention it gets or anything. But look, we go into every draft wanting to pick a player that is going to be a long-term piece here. The higher the number, theoretically, the more likely that is going to happen. And 13 this year is no different. We want to get a player that's gonna be a good player, and in 10 years you look back and outperforms draft position. Like that's, in terms of my position, I carry around in my binder. I carry everywhere a list of every draft pick that since I've been here who we've taken, and then the learning, the learning part of if there was anybody that maybe turned out as good or better than we thought. And luckily some of those years the list is pretty short, and we like it that way. Yeah, there's definitely tiers that we have gone through, and just like every draft, that's an important part because that plays into trade up, trade back scenarios. Goes into positional need a little bit. You never want to take somebody in a tier below, just because if you look at the historical bust rates of the draft, you want to pick in the highest tier available, regardless of position. So, but if you do have players in the same tier, that's where you can maybe get into picking one position over another. But yeah, definitely. I mean, it pretty well publicized. This draft at the top is better than a couple of the past ones, and there's a lot of excitement for those guys. That's a good question. I think there's a combination of attributes. I don't know if there's one over others, but we talk about toughness, we talk about coachability. You need to have a skill that will get you on the court. You always go into the draft thinking you got to pick the guy who you feel has the chance to be the best pro. There's some fit and stuff that goes into it, just like Bob's question about tiering. You don't want to step down to a lower tier necessarily, but you definitely you got to pick the guy that you think could be the best player. There's some variables in it, but I think in terms of an overall draft philosophy, you want to pick the guy that you feel can succeed.